I'm a huge believer in trying to keep things as simple and painless as possible. And when it comes to saving money, I have the same philosophy. So today, we're going to go over 3 ways that I save money that are painless and simple. The first way is to create friction when it comes to spending money. So what do I mean by that? The same way that stores have the objective to make it as easy as possible to pay for something. And the best example I can probably think of is Amazon. Everyone knows Amazon. Everyone knows that you can find something in your cart and you hit one button, buy now, and it's at your door in 2 days. The money's gone though. And they do that on purpose. They make it as simple as possible so you make these purchases without a second thought, right? You see something cool on there, and I'm guilty of this. Like I like little gadgets and little lights and stuff like that. And so I would see them on Amazon, and sure enough, I'd find myself buying some of them. And what ends up happening with them though, right after a couple weeks, they end up in a drawer somewhere. So I got drawers full of gadgets that I don't use. So when I say creating friction, I mean we're gonna ideally just delete those apps and be done with them, not even be tempted. But if we have to keep them for whatever reason, we want to keep Amazon on there for buying birthday gifts or Christmas gifts, whatever it may be, at least remove your credit card information. So now when you see something on Amazon that you think might be cool, it's more than just buy now. It's buy now. Oh, fill out your credit card information and all that extra steps that go with that. And a lot of times that'll give you just that quick pause, just enough time to think about, do I really need this? Do I want to go through the hassle of re-putting my information back in there? And a lot of times you'll say no, and you don't buy the item. So that's an easy way. It's painless. It saves you from buying crap that you don't need. It works. Trust me. I recently did something similar with that. It wasn't buying stuff, but I was trying to spend less time on Facebook. I found myself just browsing Facebook without even thinking about it. So I was going to delete the app, but I do like to go on there once in a while. I like to post like family pictures of trips and stuff like that. So instead, I just took the app off my homepage, moved it 3 pages over, no lie, 3 pages over, and I must spend about 50% less time browsing Facebook now. Because what was happening is similar to Amazon, right? I would just get bored and I would have my phone in my hand, and Facebook was right there on the home screen. I would just tap it and start without even thinking about it. So now I need to think about it because I need to open it. I got to swipe over, and find it on that third screen. And I don't do it nearly as much. And when I do it, it's intentional because I want to post something or I want to look at something. So to create that friction for spending, again, we're going to either delete the app or at least remove credit card information. For Amazon, for Macy's, that's the thing, whatever store you have on there, and things like Uber Eats as well. I would just get rid of them altogether and not even be tempted by them. Create that friction, that time for that second thought before spending that money. Okay, so that way is great for helping us not spend mindlessly from our device. But what happens if we are in the store or in Walmart or Best Buy or whatever, and we're just going to buy random things? Because it happens there too, right? Even if you might not realize it, you're going through checkout. Why do you think everything is right there, that checkout line? Nice and colorful, right in your face. You want a soda? It's still right there. There's candy right there. There's toys for the kids everywhere. All that's on purpose. So in the store, we're going to use approach number 2. And this is the 72 or 48 hour rule. Whatever time frame you put on it is completely up to you. I use 48 hours. And basically all that means is if myself, my wife, or my kids, and this works great if you have kids, find something in the store that we did not go in for, that you are interested in and you feel like you want to buy, you have to wait 48 hours. And if after those 48 hours, you still feel like it's something that will add value to your life, we can go back and get it. And this is for, low to moderate priced items. This is not for high ticket items necessarily. If you have kids, this works like a charm because I promise you, they're not going to think about this thing in 48 hours. They're going to move on to the next. They'll never even ask you about it more than likely. Now in the store, it's a different thing, right? While you're in the store, the kid has to have it. Life is going to end unless they get this item today. But if you can get them out of the store and explain to them the 48-hour rule, in kid terms, more than likely they're not going to ask for it again. The third and final way that really works for me to help me save money is by using credit cards with rewards. And I understand there's a couple little nuances that go into this because, you don't want to use credit cards if you're not good at using credit cards, right? You want to make sure you pay them off monthly. You want to make sure you read the terms, and you want to make sure you have a good credit score. Those are all things that matter. I'm simply saying what works for me. So if I find an item that I really want, usually a medium to big ticket item that I've wanted for more than 48 hours, I still have to be patient. I plan ahead. I find me some kind of credit card that offers rewards points, and then I use that credit card to pay for the item. So a lot of times you'll find cards that have cash back, right? You spend $2,000 within 90 days, you get $200 cash back, something like that. But you can't fall for the trap of just spending the money just to spend the money. So let's say I want a $1,000 item, but the spend requirement is $2,000 on the card. I will buy the item. I'm halfway there. And then the remainder of the other $1,000 that needs to be spent to meet that requirement, I'll use for groceries. I'll use for gas. I'll use for stuff that I was going to buy anyway. I don't buy extra stuff because then that's foolish and you're going the wrong direction. You're missing the whole point. The point is to get the bonus. So in this case, the $200. So you can basically knock that price off the item that you really wanted to have. And like I said, this is not for everyone. Make sure you're responsible. You know what you're doing. Don't just go out here getting credit cards, swiping and buying things. So those are 3 ways that are easy. They're pretty painless. You're not going to feel like you're missing anything. I hope it was helpful. If so, leave me a comment. If you have any other ways that you save money in a painless way, let me know, and I'll see you next week.